Matt Guiguet, is it always this nice on the west side of Vancouver Island?
It is in the summer, Darryl.
And only when you're at Kyuquot, right?
You bet.
I'm with Matt Guiguet. What's the name of your lodge?
Fishing Kyuquot.
Okay, what's your website? We'll do this right off the bat.
It's www.fishingkyuquot.com.
That's all the push you're going to get the whole show.
Perfect.
Listen, we're in shallow water. We're catching springs like this, and we're catching some real nice halibut. Stick with us, because we're going fishing.
I'm going fishing all of the time, and my baby's going fishing too. Bet your life that your sweet wife can catch more fish than you. Any fish will bite if you got the right bait. Now here's a little something that I'd like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too.
Going Fishing with Darryl Choronzey is brought to you in part by Yamaha. Reliability with every turn of the key. G3 Boats, a Yamaha boat company. Maxima Premium Monofilament Fishing Lines, the best by test. And Islander Precision Reels. Closed captioning is brought to you by Garmin, the new wave in chart plotters and sonar solutions. Okay, so who says you have to venture out over deep water and be met with those big rolling waves when you want to go for a day's salmon fishing on the west coast of British Columbia? To be honest, Choronzey's no different than any other angler. He doesn't mind the deep water far from shore, but he can do without those big rolling waves when he's in search of spring salmon, coho salmon, and barn door halibut. That could be one of the reasons our host keeps coming back to Kyuquot, British Columbia, in his pursuit of summer fishing excitement. Well, today, Choronzey's fishing with his longtime buddy, Matt Guiguet, the owner-operator of Sport Fishing Kyuquot. Matt and his wife, Christy, have what Choronzey likes to describe as a paradise. Located in the northwestern corner of Vancouver Island, Kyuquot is quickly being recognized as just that, a sportsman's paradise. Stay with us as the guys go shallow water fishing for feisty spring salmon and even bigger halibut.
Matt, what do you think?
I think we just hooked a halibut.
But look how close we are to shore.
They're in here all the time.
Jeez. And there's some big ones in here?
Yep.
What's a big one in here that you've ever seen? No, in the last 2 years.
Oh, I've seen them up 55, 60.
Wasn't mine 50 last year?
Yeah, and then there have been, ones over 100 caught in here.
We're this close to the lodge, we're this close to the shore, and the halibut are in here.
Yeah. The halibut follow the feed, just like the salmon do.
Wow. This guy doesn't want to come off. And you get them in the shallow water and they fight harder, you know that?
Yeah, they do.
He's just going, oh, it's another halibut.
No.
Hey, people fly all over for halibut. It's just getting him.
No, I'm just thinking about how long this is going to go on and how much you're going to complain.
Matt, was this area commercially fished pretty hard?
Yeah, the whole west coast of the island was.
Uh-huh.
Used to be a fleet of over 600 trollers.
I see the flasher. So they've restricted them from coming in here, or what is it?
Yeah, they have a fishery in the spring.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's a nice. Okay, now swing them this way.
I know. I'm gonna get behind you. Yeah. So they still come in here in the spring the odd time?
Yeah, not in here. They're out where we were yesterday.
Look at this fish.
Okay, Darryl, when I go and gaff this thing,
I know, he's gonna flip right out, okay?
Yeah.
Look at this guy in the water. I can't believe him.
You know what? I'm just gonna harpoon him.
You're gonna harpoon?
Yeah, it'll save me.
Have a look at this guy. Now, just look at this guy for a minute. I'm gonna back up this way for you, buddy.
Okay, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Okay, a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more.
A little bit more. What do you got that big beach ball on there for?
Yeah.
You did that on purpose, right?
No. That's why I got the beach ball on there, so he fights it and not me.
I gotta tell you something. If you would have snapped your mooching reel, right? Or the rod,
yeah.
Who was gonna pay for it?
You?
I'm not a guest. I'm here to promote your lodge. I don't do that. Boy, did that guy come out of the water.
We're not gonna snap the rod. That's a nice halibut. Wow. Okay. Whoa, that's a big one.
In how many feet of water?
70.
We're only down, well, we weren't down 70. He's gonna start flopping in a minute. We weren't down 70.
No, the line was down 50. We were in 70 feet of water.
So we're trolling at 50 feet, say.
Awesome.
This thing is suspended 20 feet. Either that or he's been on the bottom and he sees the flasher and he's come up and nailed it.
Okay, I want to get this thing tucked away.
Where are you gonna tuck him?
I got a box. Whoa!
Whoa! Get him in the ice box.
Okay, let the tail down there.
Come on! I want to go fishing.
And now for Darryl Choronzey's Campfire Comment, brought to you by Daiwa, committed to total quality.
John Snyder, are you going to BC with me this year?
I'd love to, Darryl, but I haven't made my mind up yet.
I can call your wife and get the okay.
Hey, if you call her, she'll tell you I can go in a minute.
Okay, I'll give her a call. You call mine and I'll go. John, you mentioned something today. The woman I know, Alexandra Morton, good biologist out in British Columbia, and sea lice. What's your problem?
I was watching a program that she produced, and the data that she was showing about sea lice and coming from the fish farms, and they are affecting the wild stock in the Fraser River.
She predicted. Now, here's the story on the fish farms. First off, most of the fish farms, or a lot of the fish farms, are Norwegian. Ask them how come they're not staying in Norway instead of coming to Canada to put the fish farms in. Ask them how come they're going to South America to put their fish farms in. We need fish farms. I'm going to say that right off the bat because the world's exploding. We got too many people on this globe. We need fish farm to feed the masses. Yep. But the deal is you don't put fish in fish farms out in the ocean. You don't put them, you know, they got protected water. They said, oh, good. Well, they got no way of cleaning up what's happening. And what's happening is she's proven she's got little sockeye coming out of the Fraser River.
I've seen.
They used to swim through her area. You might find one sea lice on every 10, 15 fish. She says that she's finding 10 sea lice or more on one fish. I've seen the photos, right? Maybe we'll get it on here. But we know that these sea lice are on there, and she predicted they're killing these little salmon.
Exactly.
They're a parasite, a bloodsucker, or whatever. And she predicted the Fraser River sockeye run was going to collapse last year in 2009. And it did collapse. And the government's going, oh, there's all kinds of reasons. Bull roar. They better start listening to this woman. You know, she knows her stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you something, just one last time. It's absolutely asinine to put first Atlantic salmon in the Pacific Ocean. That's what they're utilizing in these pens for the most part. Are they stupid? I talked to the biologist years ago. I said, why are you using Atlantics? They don't belong here. What's going to happen if they ever get out? Oh, they're never going to get out. I says, are you stupid? Have you ever heard of sea lions and seals? They break open the pens. Oh, don't worry about it. Well, guess what? They really are escaping. I said, why aren't you putting these pens inland where you can clean the water? You don't have to worry about the sea lice infestation. You don't have to worry about the chemicals you're dumping on these fish because they can put these pens inland. They can get the water coming off a river into the pen, back into the river. Before it goes into the river, it can be sanitized actually cleaner than it's going in the river. People, please smarten up, especially politicians. I don't care whether you're a federal or you're a BC provincial politician. Dummy up, because right now you're looking pretty stupid, and it's our salmon fishery that's going to be at loss.
Going Fishing returns in a moment.
I'm with George St. Jean's. I've got to say that you've got to probably be the biggest, can I say, processor of salmon on the coast?
Well, we're one of the largest sport ones, yes.
Now, you've got something special. If anybody's coming from Toronto, Montreal, anywhere in Oregon, anywhere in the world, right? They can leave their fish at a bunch of your drop-offs, right? Your outlets?
That's correct.
And what happens if they say, I want to have canned salmon, smoked canned salmon, frozen salmon, are they getting their fish or are they getting somebody else's?
No, they get their fish.
I thought I'd put you on the spot.
Yeah, that's good.
So when that fish comes in and it says, okay, this is Darryl Choronzey's salmon, do you take it as soon as it comes in the door?
What we do is that when we go in the back, if it's to be, say, canned and smoked, there'll be a double tag, a second tag will be made. And so the two tags will follow the fish. One would go to the canning line, one will go to the smoking line. And then at the end, at the vacuum pack area and the can and the end of the line, it comes back together again, and they match the tags up, and then it gets shipped to you.
How long is it going to take me to get my fish back?
Well, we say it could take up to 8 weeks to get shipping. Sometimes it could be 2 weeks.
So it's my fish from the start to the finish?
Your fish.
So instead of lugging all those 50-pound salmon back, drop them off at Gerard's, and you'll ship them to them?
You bet.
Canned, smoked, what else?
Smoked canned, fillets, steaks, 3 types of smoking.
Ask him about his mushrooms and his oysters and
We
what
do
else?
that too. We do all that.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Darryl.
Matt, what do you think? Like, what
Hey,
can you say?
Back that drag off.
Got
the
her
rope.
off.
Yeah.
What can you say?
You
Back it
know?
off. You want to see these handles go?
Yeah.
Look at this. Like, hey, what can you say? This is going to be one of the fastest shows we've ever filmed.
Sometimes that can be a problem because the fishing's so good, you get your limit too fast.
Well, look at this. You know, and he's so bright, he could be next year's, but I don't think so. I think he's this year's.
Hard to
fish.
tell. But here, just let me get in there. I'm just gonna
Okay.
got that anchovy.
Watch yourself. I'm going to get out of your way.
Nice little Chinook.
Now, Matt, I'm not kidding. No fish story again, right?
Yeah.
How long have we been out fishing?
Geez, we've been here probably an hour.
You know, in an hour, we get one good spring. We get that, I'm going to say, colossus inshore halibut, right?
Yeah.
No, hey, now how
That-
much did you figure that halibut weighed?
It weighs 60 or 70 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big one for in here. You quite often get 30s and 40s. Okay, he's got the. Whoa, and he's gone.
He's gone. Boy, oh boy, Matt. You know, it's amazing. I just can't believe you can be 100 yards from an island and you got these fish like this.
Yeah, you got a little lingcod, Darryl.
No big-
No, you got a copper rockfish
Yeah.
by the look of it.
You say copper rock?
Copper rockfish, yeah.
I used to eat those when I lived out in London.
Oh yeah, well on that side of the island, that's all you can get.
You know, they were good eating fish.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a rockfish. See this?
Or they're pretty little fish.
Yeah, they are.
I take it you don't eat them.
Well, we get enough of all the other fish.
On the west side of the island, right? I guess they're abundant still. They're everywhere?
Yeah, there's lots of these.
Okay. Used to be in the old days, these things were all over, from Vancouver up to, you know, Lund where I fish.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. They
But
get
you-
overfished quickly.
You can't overfish them, and that's
Yeah.
what's happened around Paul River and around Lund and around Vancouver. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if
I'm
you're
gonna
going to go
release them.
fishing for those, you want to release them. Keep
Yeah.
a few for the frying pan,
But
but
see,
nothing
this one
else.
we can release because its swim bladder's not coming up through its mouth. So we'll just let him go.
Okay, give him a toss. He's gone.
Yeah.
Matt. That was such a light bite, eh?
Yeah, that just tapped it.
You know, you're sitting there fishing sometimes, and this is the thing, it's different than the Great Lakes. The fish don't just grab it and pound. These fish will come up and sniff a bait, and they'll nibble on it. You gotta be watching your rod tips all the time. Hey, another nice fish. Matt, I'll tell you what, I just love Kyuquot Sound. There's something about this place.
Well, you seem to have really good luck when you come here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's talk about my luck. 44 last
Oh,
year.
I know.
You know?
It was 42.
42, I thought it was 44.
No, it's 42. It's on our tie board.
And what was my halibut last year?
44.
Okay, now
So,
here's
you got the bigger halibut this year.
well, here's what happens. I came into camp 2 days ago, and we didn't film. We just went out, right?
Yeah.
And how big was that spring?
36.
36.
So you're on the tie board again.
And how big do you think the halibut is in the box?
It's between 60 and 70. Yeah.
If I catch one more good spring, it's all catch and release for me.
Yeah.
You know that? That's nice. Can you see him yet?
No.
I got a feeling we had another halibut, buddy. Oh. I noticed you didn't take the rod.
Yeah, it's another halibut.
Is it? Good
Yeah,
size?
It's a good size one, too.
Okay, well, we're going to release a real good size halibut. Now, I've got to release him because I've already got one big one in the ice box right now. Look at this. He's like an old barn door. Ooh,
He's
is that a
just-
honey?
Just hooked by a thread there, too. I'll be able to get him.
Okay, hang on. You're not going to get him yet. You're not going to get him. I'll bet you he's 40 pounds.
Oh, yeah. He's over
know?
40.
Over 40.
Yeah.
I've never released a 40-pound halibut in my life, and I've got to release him because I
Well.
got a 60 in the box right now.
I don't like to release halibut like this either.
Oh, Kyuquot Sound. Sport fishing Kyuquot. What can you say? Eh? I gotta see you release this big old pig. You got it?
Yeah.
I'm out of your way. It's all yours,
Look
buddy.
at the big eyes there.
It's all yours, buddy.
Oh.
got problems with him?
Oh, I just about did, yeah.
You know, if you need some assistance,
I might just need the knife. Give me the knife.
you're gonna cut the line. Where are you keeping the knife?
Right by the throttle there. The spoon on the back.
Okay.
Quick before he takes off.
That hook is gonna,
Yeah, it'll just rust out.
just melt right out of his mouth with the rust.
Yeah, there he goes.
And now for the Walker Deeper Diver Tip of the Week, taking your lures down and away. Please, if you're a fisherman and worried about our Pacific salmon sport fishery, then be concerned about the effects of commercial fish farms on our wild salmon and trout. Take the time to visit the website www.callingfromthecoast.com.
All I can say, Matt, is I gotta thank you. Another great day at Kyuquot. Is it always this hot?
Yeah.
Not weather-wise, because I know I brought the sun, but is it always this hot, the fishing?
The fishing's very consistent here all year.
You know, and this guy doesn't pay me a penny. I want you to know the best fishing that I think in BC is at Kyuquot Sound, right? And what's the name of the best lodge in Kyuquot Sound?
Well, I'd have to be a little bit partial to my own, so I'll say
Oh, spit it out.
fishingkyuquot.com.
And what's your website?
www.fishingkyuquot.com.
Okay, I want to tell you something. I want this out of my hand, okay?
Okay.
Now, you'll hear me talk about spin doctors. They're made in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
The flasher, and I'll talk about the strong flies that Dreamweaver lures make, right?
Yeah.
I don't get a penny from these guys. Honest to God, and this is one thing I've been doing over the years. I don't promote the sponsors hard. I'm being dead honest. We got out here, and I don't use hotspots, and you guys out here use hotspots, right?
Yeah.
I put the spin doctor down on one side, he put the hotspot down. I think I got 4 fish and you got 14 fish, right? So, okay, you've got the hotspot flasher.
Yeah.
We've got an anchovy on here.
Anchovy, we got a anchovy special teaser head.
Now, who makes that?
That's a Reese Davis anchovy special.
Okay, the head, right?
Yeah. Another thing, Darryl, is the teaser heads.
Yeah, they're made down near Souk. Or no,
Yeah.
they're made at Sydney. as a matter
Yeah,
of fact.
all that, the Islander reel, the flasher, it's all made on Vancouver Island.
I didn't even get to the Islander yet. Let's talk about the Islander reel.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You've got the Islander. It's made where? Down near...
They're made in Victoria or Saanich.
Yeah, just south of Victoria,
Yeah.
right? Honest to God, it's a single action reel, and I'm going to say this a couple times. If you're going to fight salmon, or you're going to fight steelhead, or, you know, on the fly, or whether it's a mooching reel, or whether it's a float reel, use an Islander.
Oh, they're great reels.
And it's made in Canada, too.
made in Canada, and once you start using them, you won't want to use
Okay,
anything
I got
else.
one more question for
Yeah.
you. Take that, Rod. You see this hat?
Yeah.
What's it say?
It says you're a pirate.
What's it say?
Maxima.
You've been using a lot of Maxima?
Oh, yeah, I've used Maxima for years.
You know, you pay a little more, maybe 10, 15%, but that's quality.
Yeah.
Now, here's what scares me. Some of you guys that aren't really into fishing and you want to be in fishing, don't buy line out of bulk barrels. You know what I mean? You go into these big tackle shops and, hey, we got line on for 99 cents. If you want to use melted down pop bottles, go ahead and buy that stuff. But you want quality line, right?
Yeah, well,
you got to pay the price.
It's also something you can control, you know?
Yeah.
You put rotten line on, you finally get that bite and the knot snaps or the line breaks, it's gone.
And you use Maxima.
What's that?
I said
Yeah.
you use Maxima.
Yeah.
You must be deaf in your left ear.
What's that? No, we're just getting close to the rocks.
What's that? What's that? Okay, let's go for it. We're going back to have a shore lunch.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Going fishing returns with the Napoleon Barbecue's Shore Lunch.
I'm with Christy Guiguet. Now, you are the other half of this great company. You're married to Matt, right?
Yep.
What do we call this little lodge you guys have got?
Fishing Kyuquot.
Okay, now where is Kyuquot?
It's about a 3-hour drive north of Campbell River.
Okay, and you just got married a year ago.
4 months ago.
Don't blush, you know? Now listen, this gal runs a great lodge, and I guess you do a great shore lunch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know the corn is here, right? What's on the kebabs?
We've got halibut wrapped in bacon
Yeah.
and prawns
Yeah.
with red pepper and zucchini and purple onions.
And then we go back to the halibut wrapped in bacon. Then we go back to the prawns. And then you got all that yucky vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this all about? I know there's Chinook or spring fillets. What is it?
It's barbecued salmon.
Okay, well, you just don't take a salmon and drop it on the coals. What's on top of it?
Secret.
Secret recipe.
Yeah.
Sugar. Come on, I want to pick your brain. What else is on there?
Soy.
Soy. What is there one other thing or no?
Ginger.
And ginger.
Yeah.
So we just
and lemon.
We just threw your secret recipe
I
right
know.
out the window. I have been here before. I've had your shore lunches. They're always dynamite, right? Now, you know you got the best lodge in the north?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Great food,
Yeah?
great people,
Yeah?
and great fishing.
Okay. Are you happily married?
Yep,
I hope so. Just keep an eye on that guy.
I will.
All right. Listen, if you get the chance, get up to, what is the name of the company again?
Fishing Kyuquot.
Now, do you remember the website?
FishingKyuquot.com.
No, it's www.fishingkyuquot.com. And listen, if you really want to have some great fishing, I mean, the experience of a lifetime, get up to, what's the name of this place again?
FishingKyuquot.com.
And you're going to have a meal like we're going to have. Thanks, Christy.
You're welcome.
For more information on today's fishing location and other going fishing destinations, visit goingfishingtv.com. Going Fishing with Darryl Choronzey has been brought to you in part by Yamaha Outboards, reliability with every turn of the key. G3 Boats, a Yamaha boat company. Maxima Premium Monofilament Fishing Lines, the best by test. And Islander Precision Reels. Going Fishing would like to thank the following fine sponsors.
Going fishing, baby, smiling my way, gonna have a great day. No competition. Going fishing, going fishing. We'll be gone, but not for too long. Going fishing. We'll be